All right, everybody, it's time to lay down for bed and listen to a story. It's time for The Night Chicken, and you don't want to miss that now, do you? I didn't think so. Now, if everybody is ready, let's begin. Oh, my sweet dreamers, settle in close, for this is the tale of a night when the stakes were as high as the corn stalks and the air smelled of crisp apples in coming winter. It was late October, a night where the moon hung like a perfect silver hook above the farm. A sharp, ambitious wind whistled through the dried stalks of the pumpkin patch where the season's last big gourd sat waiting for the inevitable freeze. But it wasn't the cold that worried our heroes. It was the cold ambition of those who lurked just beyond the perimeter. Shy, the brave night chicken, perched atop the weary old post of the night-end fence. Her bright green eyes narrowed, reflecting the faint glimmer of her tiny crescent pendant. She didn't need to hear the telltale sniffs or the whisper of dried leaves to know they were coming. The air itself felt thick with plotting. Larry the Fox and Ziggy the Coyote, two of the farm's most persistent nuisances, had gathered their courage for one last seasonal raid. They believed the farm defenders, the Night Chicken Growing League, would be tired. They were wrong. Down below, Shorty the cat was already a tense knot of gray fur, his torn ear twitching violently. "They've got tools, Shy," he hissed up at her. "I smell rust and digging claws. They're planning to breach the lower field line." Skinny the raccoon, wearing his cheerful checkered bandana like armor, was already busy organizing their counterattack. "We hit them where the fence is weakest, right by the tall grass field," he chittered, his paws moving with manic speed, setting up small snares made of tangled vines. "Distraction is key, my friends. They look for strength, we give them chaos." The invasion began with a quiet snip and a scrape. Larry, sleek and rusty red, attempted to widen a gap in the weathered wooden fence, but just as his nose poked through, Shy gave the signal, a low melodic cluck that somehow carried further than any shout. Shorty launched himself, not at Larry, but at the pouch of stolen treats Ziggy had foolishly left near a pile of pumpkins. The resulting yowl of surprise from the coyote was magnificent. Meanwhile, Skinny activated his vine traps, causing a sudden, confusing rustling deep in the tall grass field, making the villains believe they were surrounded by dozens of defenders. This coordinated chaos bought Shy the precious moment she needed. She darted through the maze of the pumpkin patch, her dark feathers a shadow against the orange gourds, knocking over a stack of rattling tins that Skinny had pre-placed. The noise was deafening, but the final push came not from the small defenders, but from the powerful, loyal guardians of the sleeping day world. The cacophony of the battle near the border had roused Daisy the collie and Ranger the sheepdog, who began a unified, booming volley of barks from the faraway porch. The sound, amplified by the night silence, felt like a thunderclap to the villains. Larry and Ziggy knew a losing game when they heard it. Between the phantom army in the grass, the screeching cat, the clanging tins, and the distant territorial roar of the dogs, their confidence shattered like thin ice. They scrambled, tripping over their ill-gotten sacks, pushing each other in a desperate bid to get away from the looming shadow of the farm. Within minutes, the sounds of their retreat faded into the distant woods, across the dark line of the night-end fence. The farm was quiet once more. Shy watched until the last sound was gone, her small breast puffing with pride. The farm was safe. The defenders had reclaimed their border fully. Shorty and Skinny met her under the old oak, their breathing calming. That Shorty purred, cleaning a paw with great dignity, was a fine piece of work, Night Chicken. Shy only gave a soft, knowing sound, the little silver feather on her chest catching the moonlight. The farm was soundly asleep, unaware of the courage that had been spent to buy their peace. And as the Night Chicken stood guard, she knew that loyalty, even in the smallest of creatures, was the strongest boundary of all. That's the end of tonight's story, and now comes my favorite part. Let's close our eyes, listen to some soft music, and dream about Shy's next adventure. And while she's out there defending the night, we can sleep easy, knowing she's there, keeping us safe. Sleep tight, everyone, And don't bite any bed bugs.